Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first WriteOn Joliet open mic night here at the Critical Grind Cafe. We are so thankful for them for taking us in after the coffee shop. We are so thankful for them taking us in after the coffee shop in the library closed. And they've been nothing but good to us. They've been hosting us every other Saturday for the inkwells and espressos, where we just come and talk about our work or just hang out or check our emails or post the trailer for whatever movie Sven Gulli is showing that night, or just anything. My name is Dwayne Walton. I am a charter member of WriteOn Joliet back when we were WriteOn Manuka, and we moved up here to Joliet. I wear more than a few hats in this group. No, seriously, just come to one of our Christmas parties and you'll see. I basically write whatever's on my mind, whatever. I just open up my journal or laptop or whatever and put down whatever's in here. I'm currently working on a mystery/thriller that I've been working on since, how long has it been, Denise? Before 2011, so it's been a while. I've had my ups and downs keeping at it, but I'm still keeping at it. I write what we like to call stream of consciousness writings, where I just start writing on a subject and I can go off in any direction. I've written prompts based on stickers I've found, prompts based on fortune cookies that I've found, fortune cookies that I've gotten. Just a little bit of everything. And that's pretty much what this group is about. We're pretty much a little bit of everything.
We meet twice a month at the Joliet Public Library.
Twice a month at the Joliet Public Library.
First and third Thursday.
We've
been a partner of the library since 2013.
Partner since 2013.
We publish an anthology every year, and we have an anthology release party at the library.
Yes.
With free photos with Santa and free upscale appetizers and things, and that will be December 4th.
Yes. And her son does the appetizers, and he is awesome. He truly is.
Yeah, he is.
Okay. What else was I going to say? Oh, my many hats. I'm a writer. I'm the intrepid videographer. I'm also occasionally an interpretive dancer. And starting B-Man. Yes, I am B-Man. And since our last open mic night, I've taken on the role of MC. So yeah, I do quite a bit. I'd like to think I do. So why don't we go ahead and get started? I've got a list here, and at the top of the list is Ed himself, Santa Claus.
Okay.
Come on up. Don't forget your thing.
I'm not reading.
And why are you at the top of the list?
Because I'm reading.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, just
Yeah, I don't.
tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I'm more of a character than an author. People know that. I'm a figment of Denise's imagination there, the goddess. And I have a story. Yeah. And if dreams can be true stories, then this is a story, true story. It's about dyslexia, dragons, and trains. DDT for the cool kids. How to dragging your train. Questions infested my brain. My rhetorical curse thinks in meter and verse, and I feel compelled to explain. But how does one drag in a train? I innocently watched a cartoon. My heavy eyes, my dark thoughts, and the moon. And I'm dyslexic. My mind is so hectic. It's like bad yarn, poetic glue. But what means this, dragging a train? Casey Jones and I pondered that question. In the first dream, he had a suggestion. He said, if we ride the rail with a pitcher of ale, I might share my perfect perception. But why'd you go dragging a train? He said, look, I don't mean to complain, but this poem's causing everyone pain. And we can't make it stop till from the gallows you drop. It's your dragon thought driving this train. But why was I dragging a train? Pistol Pete pulled alongside on his wagon, shouted, "Darn Barman, your word order's lagging!" And I made my defense with a poet pretense. Can't think of any words rhyming with dragon. Seriously, dragging a train?
I'm not quite sure.
My companionship changed in my sleep. Dr. Jones, with a whip, going deep. Weren't any gems in this poem. You just leave those alone. But any snakes you find, those you can keep. But where would I drag in a train? Dirty Harry came to tell me I'm sucky. He said, "Punk, are you sure you feel lucky? Because only a perv would make dragging a verb. And he'd have shot me if it weren't for my ducky." So I did something suicidally sane. I jumped, ducked, and rolled from the train to a nightmare setting. A train dragon wedding where the bride started dragging her train. Wake up, wake up. My wife Nancy woke, and she turned on the light. She gently kissed me, and I knew she'd be right. She said, picture in your head a soft dragon train bed. No more nightmares, love. Sleep through the night. And you know, I did. Wait a second. Am I the dragon she trains? Okay.
I gotta see. Do you have any of his books here?
Do I have any edits here?
Yeah.
No, I just have anthologies here.
Oh, well, he writes these books. The only words I can use to describe Ed's books are gloriously schizophrenic.
Yes.
Yes, and if you ever get a chance to read Ruthless, or what's the other titles called?
The fifth.
The Fifth
is my second book.
And Recovering Ruthless?
Recovering Ruthless.
Yes, if you ever find those books and come across them, please read them.
Thank you.
They're awesome. Okay. Next up, don't sit down, you're next. Steve is here. He is our resident crime fiction writer. And is that what you have to share with us tonight? More crime?
Yeah.
Oh, of course, what else?
What else?
Yeah, come on. Tell us a little bit more about this.
Hi, I'm Steve Gordon. I joined the group a few years ago, our writing group. I write crime fiction, some horror, primarily because I'm a fraud investigator at a bank for a job. I live in Winooka. Used to live here in Shorewood, but I moved a few years ago. I brought a piece I just published earlier this year in February. And we'll start with that, and if you have time later, I'll read something else.
Wayne, do we have the microphone?
Oh, microphone, yes.
You check? Oh. Yeah, that would help.
Turn on that.
It didn't need one.
No, we did, I figured, I didn't.
There was no microphone.
Sorry about your eardrums.
Where does this turn on that? Oh,
Do I really need a microphone?
the light's on.
You know, if you
Gotta do it.
love me true.
Is it working? Check your speaker. Anyways, I'm gonna read this, because I got a loud voice. I take it black. I found your wife's body, my neighbor Reggie said when I opened the front door. He stood on the porch dressed in jeans and a t-shirt. You didn't hide her very well. I shrugged. Can I come in? I shrugged again and headed back down the hall to the kitchen. I was fixing breakfast before I went into the office. Take off your shoes. I cleaned the carpet a few days ago. He followed me into the kitchen and sat down at the table. The coffee in the pot was ready. Coffee? Reggie nodded and turned to look out to the deck in the backyard. You picked a bad place to hide her body. I set a bottle of creamer on the table next to the sugar. I was going to take the boat out tomorrow, then dump her in the river. He shivered. Jesus, Peter. Rachel was your wife for 20 years. I poured 2 mugs of coffee. He watched my every move. Yes, that's exactly why I killed her. He barked out a laugh. Damn. I set the mugs down on the table. How did you find her? Rachel worked in her garden every day she could. We ate lunch together at least once a week. I'd see her out there every day, almost every day, except the last 2. He poured cream into his coffee. She told me about your fights with her. I went looking around. I knew when I saw all the kinds of flies buzzing around the shed. You should have left her in there during August. I'll keep that in mind the next time I need to hide a body. Reggie worked from home as a software developer. Rachel told me they ate lunch together several times a week. I knew he had her for lunch several times a week. No one ever goes back there, and it was just temporary. Yeah, well, if the police find her body, They will temporarily incarcerate you for life. Reggie handed me the creamer. I take it black. I set the creamer down. What did you do? Strangle her? Poison. A compound containing belladonna. He looked down at his coffee and then at me, eyebrows arched. I smiled and took a long sip from my mug. I didn't poison the coffee. Good to know. Reggie took a sip of coffee. We need to talk about what comes next. You didn't call the police yet? Nope. Reggie gave me his best toothy grin. The one I am sure he used to get into bed with my wife. Not yet. I counted off 15 seconds on the clock behind him before he asked, "What do you want?" $30,000? That's a lot of money. You can afford it. I see you are really mourning the death of my wife. As much as you are, Reggie shot back. 30 grand will help me cope with her loss. We'll work something out. I know we will. Reggie shook his head and drank his coffee. Poison! Damn! Her face looked so bloated and purple. It's why I thought you strangled her. Was it quick? I don't know. After I slipped her the poison, I went out for 20 minutes. He stared at me. I stood up and carried my cup and the creamer to the counter. I didn't want to watch her die and have a change of heart. Figures, you are such a little bitch, leaving her to die like that. He finished his coffee and banged the mug down on the table. I hope you didn't suffer too long. I poured the creamer into the sink. I think I will stick around this time and watch scene. And if time allows, I brought with me just in case.
Okay, this is not working. Oh, we'll just,
Project.
yes, we got,
Best as we can.
we got good voices. We'll manage, we'll manage.
I'm loud, obnoxious.
Where'd my list go? Did you take my list? Huh? Did you take my list?
No.
You lied to me.
I'm a thief, what can I say?
Okay. Up next is Jenny McHugh. She's another one of our frequent members. And my on-again, off-again girlfriend slash arch rival. Yeah. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
I'm Jenny McHugh. I've been with the group since 2012. Since the beginning, yeah. A lot of years. I live in the Joliet area. I write fiction of all kinds, weird, strange, normal. Occasionally I write a poem in the middle of the night on my phone, as we do. So that's what I'll be reading tonight. So I call this Good Hair Day. I had a dream that James Dean was a smiling old man, and I did a photo op with him. He asked me for garlic. I had 90s Leonardo DiCaprio hair. I had a dream that I was a runway model wearing a lavender suit, and I strutted the runway in rainbow toe socks. The other models wore pigtails. I had a shaved head. I had a dream that I was a magician with a top hat and tails. And I reached inside my hat to find the mustache. The audience gave me a standing ovation. I had a mullet. I had a dream that my father was a smiling young man. And he helped me into a red leather jacket. Big day for you, huh? He said. I had a mohawk. I had a dream that I was perfectly me in all moments and iterations. And everyone I loved me back. And James Dean will call me when he runs out of garlic. I had a good hair day.
we played in our last stage production at the Lamar Theater, and she did awesome. We may do further things with that.
Please. Please.
What?
Please do.
Okay, all right, we'll do it. Okay. Next up is me. I am never hurting for journals. People actually will just give them to me. This one, a friend of mine, his mom, she got two of these from the church, and she called me up and said, I've got these blank journals and I'm not going to use them. Do you want them? I'm like, yeah, sure. So I get quite a bit of use out of them. Apparently this is what you call a junk journal, because I put a little bit of everything in it. At my Starbucks, if they ever write a note on my bag, I'll save the bag, and it's so good. And here's one of my fortune cookie prompts. A friend's advice is invaluable, and I just take that and run with it. But what I wanted to share tonight, I have a sneak preview. Our next anthology is coming out in a couple months, and I don't write poetry as often as I'd like, but I have to be in the right mood for it, and the inspiration has to strike, and this time the inspiration did strike. So this is in our next anthology. If I can find it. Here we go. I've been hearing lately about guys who come home from work or whatever they do for the day, and they're just able to just sit down and tune out. And someone called it going into their nothing box. Does that sound familiar to any of you? Have you heard that expression, a nothing box? You have?
I like it.
Okay. Well, this is my take on it. It's the nothing box. I got home, the doors are locked, and I tumble down into the nothing box. There's things to do, but nothing is lost. I'm just weighed down, deep in the nothing box. The characters are waiting, break the writer's block, but I can't get up from the nothing box. Time doesn't matter. No numbers on the clock. I need to lie down here in the nothing box. All things must cease. The world slows to stop. Let me recover inside the nothing box. I begin to stir. Awareness starts to flock. I'm starting to revive within the nothing box. Wide awake now, starting a new job. Time to climb my way out of the nothing box. Do what you must, but always take stock. And don't weigh anchor down in the nothing box.
So you usually just like, are you just like...
Feel free to clap or snap or do jazz hands, whatever you want to do. Okay, next up is Holly. Come on up. Take your time, but hurry up.
Well, that and also because I don't have
Okay. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, my name's Holly Coop, and I write poetry. Been with the WriteOn Joliet group for quite a while now. And yeah, I love the group.
And we love you.
We love you.
Very much.
Okay, so this is a letter from a soul that has become worn and weathered from life to her inner being that mourns for herself. The self who has not always been kind, understanding, and accepting of her. It is a reminder to her to love her, who was and is a unique, lovely child, God woven with gifts, a heart that touches the most vulnerable, brings healing through words that prompt tears, a gentle flow to cleanse soul, a lullaby to soothe, a rhyme with song to smooth, edges of a tattered mind bruised, in need of a heartfelt touch, a word. It isn't just a word, it is a validation, a shared relation.
Do you want help, Masha?
An ointment for the troubled mind that latches onto wrongs, forgetting all the words to the memories that hold truth. A life as bright as rain, when one moves past the gloom, leaves behind the doom, to begin over and over again. Reward her now for this, for she has carried many loads that has tripped her, maimed her, left her emotionally for dead. But through each hurdle she walks, loaded down with the grief of many, she shoulders their cross. Love her, be her friend, tell her she is enough, and she does not have to be strong, and she can decide to move on, choose to begin again. Not for all the world, that is not her job to mend. And she can, at least once in a while, allow for herself some bend. Let her take her leave to save herself from herself, that now sees only dread. Remind her she is light, she deserves a peace-filled life. Tell her she is forgiven for those times she swayed from right. There is no perfect in this life. Sometimes it's only the gray that's visible through the lens of black and white. Love her. She needs it. More than she will let you know. Make sure she knows all the trials, all the woes, was not for naught. Each experience, whether good or bad, was needed, was an integral part of a perfect plan. And she has done well, even when at times it seemed not. She did well with the row she was given to sow. And although she often weeps, for she does not in herself believe, one day she will see the bounty of blessings reaped. For she was a lovely child, God-woven, unique. So love her for the beautiful woman she has become. Tell her she is acknowledged. Tell her you understand. Take her fragile heart and cradle it in your hands. Take the anguish within every crevice of her life it clings. Wash it clean. Tell her you know the pain she has seen. Guide her to the truth. Every aspect of life is ordained from birth through to the moment we leave this earth and beyond. We are love. Love her.
Thank you so much. Okay. Next up is Daniel. Oh, there you are. You're pretty new to our group, aren't you?
Yeah.
How long have you been coming now?
I don't know, some months now.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Danny. I'm a woodworker from Kansas. That's about all there is to know about me.
And he came all this way just for
Oh,
tonight.
yeah. This is a small collection of some microfictions that I've written. The actress telling me how to affix my oxygen mask had a subtle emotional torment. I hope she lands a drama. It's a shame her smile is weird and not in a cute or interesting way. A tree that was once the largest Sitka spruce in the country. Struck down and leveled off some ways above its smokestack trunk, it draws the eyes of visitors upward. Something skeletal reaching so high inspires great awe. But don't neglect to look down. The trunk looks petrified, ancient, and geologic, like one big column of granite carved away in rough, snaking channels. But the roots remain and contrast this imposing rock. It spills outward and plunges into the earth something far more clearly organic. And what once was stacked on top of the trunk is a massive log splintered into a dark chasm of leathery, chewable tree flesh. Look down, the perfect broad shamrocks, a banana slug. You're a better man than I am. Sorry? Oh, you can have one if you want, to give to whoever. I don't want to break up the bouquet. Really, you should. She won't know. Even if you take the best one for yourself, we'll be able to laugh about what an asshole you were for it. Oh, all right, I'll take this one. Ah, it's gonna eat you. Ah, just kidding. Here, for real this time. Thank you, young man. You may have just bought me a hot meal. Have a blessed day. Stay thankful. Weapon family dentistry. Adults tend to stick to menthol and kids often pick the bubble gum, but Dr. Weapon recommends going half and half. My movie. Can you drive my car through the wash for me? I need to collect some B-roll for my marine life doc, and I'm still waiting on my court date. We're on TV. I was digging in the yard because I learned that clay is the kind of dirt you can dig up anywhere that isn't the beach. Which is good because we don't live on the beach. We live somewhere else where you can dig up clay. You can squish the clay with your hands and it'll turn into cups and pots and stuff. You have to put it in the oven or else it won't be cups and pots, but just clay that you dug up from the backyard still. I found a big dinosaur bone. It was really big and really old. It was 1 million years old. I went and got Trent. Trent is what I call my dad in case he gets lost. There are a lot of dads, but only one Trent that I know. The odds of someone thinking I'm talking about their dad by mistake are much lower when I call him Trent. He was really interested in the bone. He said it was probably like 1 million years old. I told him I thought the exact same thing. I asked him if people ever got that big. He said only on rare occasions, in the mountains. I asked if dinosaurs lived in the mountains. He said this one probably just lived in Illinois. Maybe it was just visiting. No. This is the bone of an anti-dinosaur. She was the one visited by her dinosaur niece. What happened to your hair clip? The news is coming. It was something new, but I wouldn't go back. A one-time thing. The weather was better than some vacations because there was no weather. All of the billboards were just for businesses back on Earth.